and we start off now with Toast.
How dare you
Yeah,
make me
first.
start?
Yeah.
How dare you? It's only been 2 hours. How dare you?
Mhm.
Anyway, you fools.
Okay.
You guys left. What the heck? You guys left the most important isekai
Easy.
for for me to take. You fools! One of you should have taken it.
Why?
No, I'm good.
Why?
Yeah. Anyway, so you guys heard of a series called Dragon Ball?
No.
Maybe.
Oh, all right.
Perhaps.
What's that about?
About this monkey dude who goes on adventures, stealing balls and making
Sounds
wishes.
dumb.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
played.
it sounds like
Or I'm
they.
sorry, Vanir. Have you played Black Myth Wukong?
No, not
Yeah,
yet.
I think this
I'm waiting
Not
series
for it to
yet.
go
It's
on
copied it
kind of
sale.
like
though.
that.
It's kind of fucked
Yeah, it's
up.
kind
Great.
of like that. Anyway,
When
did
does
someone
Goku
cover
get
Super
M-Plague in
last
this
time?
version?
True.
Like twice. Anyway, you got. Did we cover Super? I don't think we did, right?
No.
No,
What's
I
wrong
think
with
we
Yeah.
covered a movie.
Yeah.
both movies? Anyway, so this new one,
Dragon Ball
Daima,
Daima, yes.
Dragon takes place in the time frame between the end of Z, end of the Majin Buu saga, and before
Okay.
Dragon Ball Super.
Okay.
So no Beerus yet. I guess this is
Is that not
a
GT?
couple months afterwards. No, GT is 10 years after Buu, I believe. 10? Well, yeah.
So wait, when does this take place compared to GT? After GT?
GT's 10 years after end of Z. This is the time frame between. I want to say, yeah, it's after the Buu saga, but before Super. So I think Super was what, 5 years after Buu? Is that what it was?
Is GT even
Or
canon? Like,
uh, no. If you want to, no, not really. But yeah,
great.
funny you say that, Near, because this kind of soft replaces GT, but this
Uh-huh.
one's canon.
Wow.
So anyway, the series begins with a bunch of dudes from the demon world watching the Boo Saga on their fancy plasma screen TVs, and they're like, "Hey, you remember that Dabra guy? He, remember he was a demon king?" And they're
Sure.
like, "Hey, Dabra got eaten by Majid Buu. That makes you the new demon king, new character." He's like, "Damn, that's cool." But he's like, "Oh, damn, these mortals actually defeated Majin Buu because Majin Buu's like this super scary demon, whatever. He hails from the demon realm apparently. They're like, oh damn! Now that Majin Buu has been killed, there's no one in the way to stop my grand master plan of becoming the new supreme demon king. And then this other dude who kind of looks like a supreme Kai, he's like, hey, wait a minute. What about these guys? What about Goku and his cohorts? They could beat you up since you defeated Majin Buu. And I'm like, and then what's the guy's name? The new demon king is named Goma. He's like, oh damn. Well, I'd better use the Dragon Balls and prevent them from stopping my world conquest of the demon realm. But
So these are it, it are like the Demon Realm antagonists, like Goma and the others. Are they're just set up for Daima, right? Are they like properly I don't are they
these
included
are
with the
all new
antagonists just
characters.
for okay,
These are
okay.
all new
So it's just
characters.
for Daima. Okay.
And then but the thing is, they mentioned that the demon world has Dragon Balls too. but they're
Yeah.
guarded by these three. What are they called? By these three guardian things. I forgot what they're called.
Wouldn't they be demon balls?
No, I'll bring that up in a bit.
Okay.
They're guarded by these three guardians called Tamagami, and apparently the demon world has only 3 Dragon Balls.
Okay.
There's one Dragon Ball in every demon world. There's apparently 3 of them. I'll bring that up in a bit. But no one's ever gotten to them because they're super strong guardians. So they use Earth's Dragon Balls to try and facilitate Supreme Demon King Goma's conquest of the demon realm. But there's a lot of there's a lot of new lore that's dropped like instantly in the first episode that if you're a longtime Dragon Ball fan you might like, but it'll be confusing for people who want to jump into this immediately.
Mhm.
Like everyone knows that Namekians live on planet Namek, right?
Yes.
Well, now they said that hey, Namekians were originally from the demon world, and that's why the demon realm
Oh,
has
okay.
Dragon Balls. And there's
Didn't
this
they imply
one,
that before?
yeah, Demon King Piccolo and all that, but now they're
Oh.
actual demons, not slug
Right.
people.
Okay.
And but yeah, there's this one surviving Namekian
A
in the
copy of
demon
World of
world
Warcraft.
who created the Dragon Balls and whatnot. So they bring him along to the human realm, and he does some magic stuff and gets to forcibly use the Dragon Balls and whatnot. So Goma uses his first wish. He's all like, "Okay, we don't want Goku and company to stop us, so we're gonna turn them into children, specifically first graders. And if you are already a child before the wish, you get turned into an infant." And then Shenron's like, "Okay, that's your one wish." And Goma's like, "Hey, wait a minute! Don't we usually get 3 wishes? Because then they modify the Dragon Balls to get, was it 3 wishes and 2 if it's like a mass revival of more than one person."
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And then Shenron's like, "Hey, here's some new lore, Dragon Ball lore. If you're a returning customer, you get 3 nowadays."
Damn.
Yeah.
So this is
So
so
that's a new retcon, I believe, I guess.
And that's Goku famously never did anything as a kid. So like that was smart. That was good.
True.
Yeah, and then
Goma. By the way, like I just want to get this out of the way.
there's a lot of
Goma.
lore dump in this first
Yeah,
episode.
a lot of this is kind of like also trying to fix like power scaling kind of issues, right? That's kind of
What power scaling?
in the contiguous like franchise, right?
Yeah, there's
But
no fixing that.
also
There's no
yeah,
this series.
it,
I mean, it's now that you mention it. This series power scaling in this is pretty consistent with stuff. I'll bring it up in a bit later. But yeah, continue.
so Goma, by just like how the franchise works, has to be more powerful than Majin Buu and like the Warriors, but
No,
is
not at
weaker
all.
than
He's
Beerus,
weak.
right? Really?
No, remember Dabra was the demon king, so he was stronger than anyone else in the demon realm, and he got off by Majin
Okay.
Buu, and that's why Goma was like, "Oh damn, they killed the guy who ate Demon King Dabura. We can't do anything about this. That's why we need the Dragon Balls to stop them." But they
Okay.
also mentioned something like there was another fun retcon. They're like, "Oh, we can't use the Dragon Balls to kill them because they're in, what is it? They're not Demon World Dragon Balls, so we can't make like an impure wish on them. Like we can't kill them outright. We have to stop them." I guess that might be a throwback to the Black Star Dragon Balls and how, impure wishes make the dragon stronger or whatnot.
Why wouldn't they just
Anyway,
make
there's a
them
bunch
all
of lore.
into humans
I mean, because they're trying to recreate GT.
instead of
That's
like
the meta
children,
reason.
Super
Why
Saiyans?
can't you wish
Like...
to like kill Goku?
I just said that
Kill the
they
No,
bad
that
they
man.
makes
just
sense.
mentioned that.
Yeah, you just said an impure wish. But if you could wish that they were kids, why couldn't you just wish that they were just like humans?
But
I
well,
mean,
isn't wishing for them to be kids for the sake of being able to beat them like that's technically an impure wish, right?
yeah, and he was trying to make 3 wishes, like, "Oh, I'm gonna make them weak this first off, so they can't interfere with my plans. Then I'm gonna use my second wish for like this I guess this demon realm item that will make me an all powerful. Shenron's like, oh no, you only get one wish, so here's your children wish. But yeah, and then because of that, when everyone else got turned into children, Dende got turned into an infant because remember he's a child. So they're like, okay, so so that Goku will not interfere with our plans anymore, we'll kidnap Dende so they can't use their Dragon Balls anymore. And that facilitates the reason why they go to the demon realm
Huh.
is in order to get to rescue Dende and turn back to normal. That's like the main actual story of why they're in the demon realm now.
Is Daima going to wait? How many episodes is Daima
I've
planned
heard
out for?
this is 20.
Okay, so relatively succinct then overall.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird number.
I mean, it makes sense if you compare the animation quality of it
Who's run?
compared
Who's?
compared
I
to
guess
Super.
I mean JB Dragon Ball always has a lot of studios, but is there like a
What
main
do you
studio
mean
for
a
this
lot
or
of
no?
studios? It's Toei. It's literally just Toei again.
Well, it's Toei, but you don't. Dragon Ball usually has a lot of like subcontractors too, right? I mean, it is
I
mainly
don't
Toei, but
believe
yeah.
so. I mean, Dragon Ball, everything I've seen is Toei.
Okay.
Maybe like unless you're talking about Dragon Ball Heroes, I don't know. I don't know
There's
about
a
Dragon Ball
lot of
Heroes.
subcontractors, but yeah, it's mainly it's headed, I believe, by Toei, which is again very standard. But okay, okay,
But yeah, and then what else? Yeah.
okay.
So other than
How?
that, there's a lot of
Yeah.
lore dump in this series that Dragon Ball fans will find interesting. There's a
How
lot to
much
go around.
retconning is there?
I mentioned that they mentioned that anyone with pointy ears is probably from the demon realm. So
Okay.
is it a bunch of retcon if this is new information? I mean, the Piccolo, the Namekians being from the demon realm, that's a retcon, I believe.
I mean, it's kind of a retcon if it recontextualizes a lot of shit. It's
Also,
like, actually, it was this all along, right? So,
they retcon the fusion, I guess. Because if you remember the Potara fusion, they said it's permanent, and then they retcon it in Super where Vegito Blue was so powerful that the fusion was cut down to what 10 minutes because they were too powerful and unfused.
uh,
And then they explained it that they explained it in Z, I believe. Well, it was I guess kind of hinted at that the mysterious gas inside of Majin Buu was the reason why they separated inside. So the reason why you see Kabito and Shin separated in this series is that like they were like, hey, we had Majin Buu eat us and spit us back out, so now we're unfused. That's also a retcon because in the beginning of Super, you still see Kabito Kai fused. So that's another retcon. What else? Oh, they also mentioned in this series that the Supreme Kai, they also originate from the demon realm. They're
What is?
what?
They're just like
I
shoving
really I
everything
don't
into the
really.
demon world.
Yeah, I don't really understand
Okay,
where
I
this is
mean,
like.
I can bring that up immediately. But so the demon realm is a realm separate from all the known universes because they mentioned like, hey, when they were traveling to universe 7 from the demon realm, we're like, hey, which universe do you want to go to? So it's a completely separate plane of reality from like the other was it 12 universes, and there's 3 realms in this. So I guess
mhm.
that's why they but every Supreme Kai in every universe is looks the same way because they're all from the same race, which is apparently they're called Glind now, and they originate from the second demon realm, and I guess they're fruit people. because they grow from from an onion-looking plant.
Mhm.
Yeah. So there's a lot of lore dump in here.
Okay. How's
Eh,
the can I make a left turn real quick? How are the audio visuals in
Good.
this
I
one?
mean, it's
Okay.
miles ahead of Super,
Okay.
obviously.
I mean,
Okay.
Super
Eh,
was kind of not great.
it was iffy in a lot of parts, and like it had a lot of different animators who were working on it.
Mhm.
Like this one scene looks like this, and another scene looks really good like this. Say
Mhm.
Super's animation was noticeably bad until maybe the Tournament of Power, where everyone started like, okay, this is the grand finale, pump up. But Toei's been amping up their game ever since I want to say the Wano arc. If you pay attention to the Wano arc, they got some really good animators there. Even Egghead is also animated well. So, and Daima being a 20 episode series, it's really high quality. I want to say they learned a lot from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie and Superhero. So I want to say it's the but yeah, it looks really good.
Does this seem like something that they would try to make like more movies off of after Daima the anime ends, or do you think it's
I
like
don't know, you'd have
this
to
is
ask
pretty much it?
you have to ask Akira Toriyama, but you can't.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if because it's like obviously the people involved with the franchise don't ever want to lose the bag, right? So it's like I feel like they would try to use the success to make like 5 more movies off of Daima if it's successful enough. Um, but would you I guess would you let's say somebody is coming in for some reason they haven't watched Dragon Ball in some
But
alternate
I,
timeline.
I don't believe that
Um,
at all. But
would you recommend them to watch it in this sort of like order where it's like Z, Daima,
this
Super,
this guy,
or
this guy didn't even mention the original Dragon Ball.
yeah, and obviously the original Dragon Ball as well. But
His toy.
would you recommend that they watch it in this order, in that order?
I mean, I just watch it in release date. Why not?
Okay.
I mean,
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It's kind of like Star Wars in that sense, right? Yeah.
but yeah. So I guess the main thing I want to bring up about this series is this is a return to form for Dragon Ball, as in it's not it's not Z, not it's not Super where it's just one fight after another and power scaling and whatnot. This is more of a adventure, the beginning of Dragon Ball adventurous return to form kind of thing where Goku meets up with a crew, you know, and then they search for the Dragon Balls to make a wish. Kind of like how the
Mhm.
beginning of GT was like that, where old Goku also got turned to turned to being a child, and then they had to travel the universe to find the Black Star Dragon Balls, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, in terms of power scaling, it's there's no battle of gods, so it's right at the end of the Buu saga. So Goku's this. mm, Goku is the strongest character that will be seen in this series. You know,
Mhm.
So
but
they're kids like the whole time, right?
yeah,
It's not just like a bit.
no, they got turned into kids by the Dragon Balls, but it's only
Yeah, as
Goku
far
and
as
his friends.
as far as I know, it's kind of like Daima has this like incident, but it's like from a different source as to why Goku gets turned into a kid. And then later on, GT Goku is like an entirely different thing where he again gets turned into a kid by some other
It was Pilaf,
not conspiracy, but yeah. but
right?
but they're two different incidents where they both get turned into kids,
Yeah,
is as far as I know. Yeah.
yeah. And they mentioned Goku Mini. This is Goku Mini if you play Sparking Zero. But yeah, no, none of you ever outed me when I said Goku was the strongest character in the end of Buu Saga. How dare you?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I don't give a single fuck about the discussion of like who's the strongest at what
But
point
there,
of
but Nier,
anything.
there was an obvious stronger character. Don't you remember?
It doesn't matter who's like stronger in the
Don't you
lore
remember?
because it's always going to be Goku because he's always going to be able to pull some bullshit out of his
Don't you
asshole.
remember Ultimate Gohan?
Wow.
He's stronger than Goku in this.
All right,
But he doesn't appear in this series, and they write him off as like they were having a party for Trunks's ninth birthday, something like that. And then everyone's like, "Hey, where's Gohan?" And Goku's like, "Oh, he's off studying." So that's the reason why you don't see Gohan in this series, because he's off studying, probably studying as a kid again. What else? But yeah,
I
it's a
guess
return. It's a return
yeah.
to form because the power scaling is dumbed down to after Z.
Mhm,
Goku's the strongest one we see, and the reason why he has the power pole in this series now, because but he used it in the beginning of Dragon Ball, but now he's using it again, is due to the wish that turned him into children. Goku mentioned like, "Oh, it's hard to fly because the balance of my body's off, and my range,
mhm,
the range of my attacks is different because I'm a kid." So he's like, "All right, I'll just use the power pole to compensate." So that's why he's got
okay,
the power pole.
okay.
What else? But
I
yeah,
guess
so
and
far
yeah.
there's 7 episodes out. There's an eighth that's coming out on December 3rd, and so far it's just been one big adventure series.
Mhm,
They're traveling the demon realm. They're meeting up. They visit various villages, eat food.
mhm,
He poops a couple of times. He fights some dudes, mostly with the power
mhm,
pole, and he hasn't really used Super Saiyan yet, like in an actual battle,
mhm,
because there's no real need to. I would say
mhm,
there's no real challenge that he has yet to face. He's hinted at it, like, oh, he powers up with the gold aura, but he doesn't really turn. Uh, you know, he doesn't show the full Super Saiyan transformation yet, like in
mhm,
an actual battle. So that's that's what I mean when I'm saying it's the power scaling really doesn't matter because he's not really because he used because back in Z, turning Super Saiyan immediately against a strong opponent was the norm. Goku's not really doing it here.
What's like
Uh,
the overall like tone of this? Like is it more like because I
it's
feel like the original Dragon Ball was a lot more like it was low stakes, it was a bit more whimsical, adventure-y.
yeah,
And then as
yeah,
the
I would
series
say
got
that.
on, it was like super serious. Like this is
So
fucking
far, it's
life and death
that.
shit.
So
Okay.
far, it's that Goku's having fun traveling the demon realm with his with this new character named Glorio, who's a demon, and Shin, the Supreme Kai, because Supreme Kai is here. Yeah, cool. He's a lord
yeah.
dump, I guess.
The thing is, I feel like as you kind of imply from Z onward, at the end of Z and onward, it's just like because the level of like how their fights are quote unquote supposed to be in the lore, right? Where they're literally just like able to suck up planets, right? Um, because of that level, it's like at some point they have to get kind of downer, right? And they kind of have to do this naturally because can't be like, oh yeah, I'm just trained. I just want to be the fucking strongest, like which is sort of Goku's theme, right? But then also be like, by the way, I'm fighting somebody that is more or less like an existential crisis to our galaxy, right? It's like you
Yeah.
can't really have those coexist in the same space. So it became a little bit heavier, but I do like how this is sort of like a side quest to return to that sort of how do I say atmosphere, this mood that Dragon Ball had for sure.
If anything, I want to say, what is it? What's that guy's name? Goma. Goma is basically peel off again because he wants
Mm,
world domination and whatnot. Pilaf was Goku's first real antagonist, I would say.
mm,
And
yeah.
this series has more in line with Sandland and Dragon Quest than Z and Super, because Z and Super are like they're shown in battle series. These are more adventures. Um, the beginning of Dragon Ball and this and Daima is just an adventure series, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of a lot of reused themes. Remember Bulma when she met Goku? She was this feisty girl who was good with machines. Well, in the demon realm, they've traveled with this demon girl named Pansy, who's feisty and also is good with machines.
Wow. Bulma
Because in
2.
the
It's crazy.
demon realm, there's volcanic gas all around, and it makes it hard to fly and whatnot. So they use planes and they use planes to travel in the demon realm. That's how they travel around. Kind of like
Guess again,
Sandland,
overall, oh
but with
yeah,
planes.
overall, it's pretty kind of. I want to say standard Dragon Ball, so I'm not sure. There, I think obviously, it'll be nice for the fans who are um like who just want something like a decent, as you said, like a return to form. But I guess just to kind of start wrapping it up, would you say this is a
I mean,
little bit?
I should probably mention the voice actors first before that, all that,
Yeah.
because
Yeah. But is it the standard cast, or
it
are there
is
like
not.
some replacements?
It
Okay.
is not because like when they get turned into kids, it's the usual voice actors in the beginning, but when they get turned into kids, suddenly everyone except Goku has a new voice actor.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I
I
see.
mean,
That's a pretty wild
he's
choice, actually.
is it
Yeah, yeah,
though?
yeah.
Is it though? Because
Maybe it's because they are getting in a little bit on age. That's why they kind of made the
the
decision.
only
But
yeah, the only one I would say is weird is Krillin, because
Mhm.
Krillin's voice actor would have been fine doing a kid voice, because she
Yeah.
voices Luffy too. But no,
Yeah.
it's not. But yeah, let's see. Goku's the same. Vegeta's a new character, is a new dude. So
Wow.
Vegeta's a new dude. Piccolo's a new dude. Bulma's a new dude. Yeah,
I guess
Yeah.
because out of the actors, out of the cast there, I think Vegeta is Vegeta's original actor. I mean, although he still
Ryo
does do
Horikawa.
Vegeta.
I don't think he can do a young voice
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, yeah. He's like literally one of the oldest ones on there, right?
Yeah,
In the cast. So yeah,
yeah. They
it's a
changed
little bit
Bulma's
harder.
voice actor. That's weird.
Hmm.
Even Supreme Kai got a new voice. Even Kabito's there.
Hmm.
Dende's still Ayahiro. No, that's fun. Also, the main, I guess, is it the main? The main, or one of the new villains is a Supreme Kai's older sister named Dr. Arinsu, and she's voiced by Yoko Hikasa, which is weird because isn't Yoko Hikasa also voicing is it Toa in Dragon Ball? Toa? Uh, Toa? No, not Toa. That one chick, Dragon Ball. The whatever. No, who cares? Yeah, it's Yoko Hikasa. No, no, I'm thinking of Marina Inoue. My bad.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I know. I've heard of her in conjunction with DBZ actually before. You're actually correct. Yeah, but
yeah,
it is, yeah. They can get mixed up at times. Yeah.
yeah. I guess Krillin's the voice actor is Aki Kanada. Majin Buu has a new voice actor too. I don't know. There's a list,
Hmm.
a fun
And
list.
this is a good time as any to kind of bring them in again because they are sort of this is like the kid versions, right? Like the new versions that
Yeah,
like usually in Japanese voice acting they bring in new people for the kids anyways. So yeah.
but you can't
Mhm.
take away Goku. But yeah,
Yeah.
overall, very solid series.
Would you recommend this to people kind of coming in new, or do you think at least they should at least watch Dragon Ball
They
and
should at
Dragon Ball
least watch
Z?
Dragon Ball before this.
Okay. Okay, 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 okay.
I mean, I don't imagine anyone coming in new. I don't
Mhm.
imagine anyone coming in new would have a an opinion that what you a worthwhile opinion unless you watched the original Dragon Ball. Ha ha ha.
True.
Yeah.
True. Well, yeah. Pansy is voiced by Pharaoh's Eye. That was a main. That was a main thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So good for her. A big role for
Mhm.
her. Overall, definitely a 9 out of 10. Yeah,
All right.
very strong 9 out of 10. It's
All right. I'm glad to
whimsical,
hear. Yeah.
whimsical, good vibes, good, what's the word? It's good storytelling. Good premise for an adventure series is what I'm gonna say.
Mhm.
They gotta rescue Dende. Yeah.
Would you say this is better or worse than Total Dramarama?
I'm going to say it's definitely better than Dragon Ball Super, even fight
All right.
wise, because the fights are choreographed very well. Because unless it's a certain scenes in Dragon Ball Super, the fights were kind of ass and animated. There's a lot of there's a lot of thought put into the fight choreography in this series. They did, I guess, they learned quite a bit from, like I mentioned it before, like Dragon Ball Super Broly and the One Piece stuff all the way to now. So good Sakugs there is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Good Sakugs.
You would hope so for
Huh?
fucking Toei, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
if you give them time and not, oh, we got to pump out, what is it, 80 episodes of Dragon Ball Super every week. It shows. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
got we got to pump out. We got to have. We got to quick. We got to push on baby onto the screen quick. Kind of that shit. But yeah.
Yeah. 9 out of 10. Good Lord drop from the expanded Dragon Ball world that everyone wants to know more of ever since they brought into the light of, oh, there's multiple universes in Super.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
it's definitely a breath of fresh air that they're in a different realm altogether and exploring it, because Z was all basically on Earth and Namek.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And it was kind of yeah, it was kind of just Goku kind of running around either, you know, either being dead or not kind of business, and other than that, it was pretty much just on Earth. So yeah.
Say like, yeah, Saiyans were on Earth, then there's Namek, and then Cell was on Earth, and Boo was basically on Earth, but then at the end he was on the world at Supreme Kai's. That doesn't really count. Yeah, overall 9 out of 10, definitely must watch. It's a good final send off to Akira Toriyama, because he was definitely involved
Hmm.
in the series.
Yeah.
He was more hands on
This is the
and
last one
lore.
where he
Yeah,
was like in full direction of yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was hands off on Super most of the time,
Okay.
and in the Super manga. But yeah, 9 out of 10,
Okay.
definitely recommend it for Dragon Ball fans. Uh,
Yeah.
there's some, like, this is the last of the mm, yeah, I'll say this is the last of the actual Akira Toriyama esque designs in Dragon Ball that you're gonna get, because if you've seen Super, some of those designs are kind of off, like, off model, and they don't look like they'd fit, like, in Akira Toriyama style. But you can kind of write that off as though they're from a different universe. But this one, it's got all the good Akira Toriyama visual styles that you want,
Okay.
especially in the machines and whatnot. So yeah, pour one out for the homie, because this is
Yeah.
a good final farewell to him and
Yeah.
what he's given us through his art. Yeah, good
Yeah.
series. Definitely watch it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Toast.
Oh,
Again,
I should
we
mention. I should mention this counts as an isekai, because remember they're traveling
Yeah.
to
true.
a
That's
different
true.
realm
That is
altogether.
actually true. They didn't get trucked. They just voluntarily chose to go into the Isekai. But yeah. Thank you very much, Toast. Again, as he's mentioned, this is sort of the send off gift of Akira Toriyama. The last sort of general work that he had full creative directorial control over before he kind of set it off for Super. Um, seems like again the audiovisual quality was in good control, in good hands with Toei as pushing it out onto Daima. Hopefully, we'll be able to see that quality be sustained through all 20 episodes, but obviously the story itself, as well as the designs, are on point. So, if you are a fan, if you have finished at least story-wise Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, please do check this out.
Do you know why it's called Daima? Get it? It's another pun this time.
Yeah.
Get it?
All right.
Daima, Daima.
Yes,
The
I
gr-
saw
the
it coming.
great the great demon world.
Yes, the great
Instead of
evil
grand
and the great demons. Yes.
instead of grand tour, it's the great demon world tour. Daima
Yeah.
T.